Hey friends, welcome to the Bridge Project. In this activity, we're going to be exploring civil engineering and other relevant STEM topics before building a bridge of our own. And here's the deal.
The town of Sticksville is growing at a never-before-seen rate. Due to the booming economy and beautiful landscape, everyone wants to move to this happening place. The city is naturally expanding, and builders are looking to build a new development to the east of town. Except one problem just popped up. A big river is right in the way. You work for a local civil engineering firm who was hired to build a bridge over that river. The river spans 7 inches across, so make sure your bridge covers at least that length, and do your best not to disturb the wildlife underneath. The city wants you to make it as strong as possible while still keeping the bridge as lightweight as you can for all the traffic crossing the bridge.
So like we said, you're going to be building a bridge of your own and even getting a chance to test it out at the end. And when this project is all wrapped up, you're going to be able to speak knowledgeably about bridges, learn the science behind them, meet a civil engineer, even have a cool souvenir that you're proud of, and hopefully have a lot of fun along the way. In this first video, all we're doing is introducing the Bridge Project and sharing a little bit of its history and how it relates to the real world. Here are a couple pictures and examples of the bridge, so you know what you're getting yourself into. And before we get started, what is a bridge? Try to think of your own definition. Pause this video before we give you ours.
A bridge is a structure carrying a road or a path across a river, canyon, or other obstacle.
Let's first touch on just a little bit of history, dating as far back as we can trace it. How did people used to cross things like rivers back in the day? All they really had available to them were logs, so they would cut down a tree and put that over the river and use that to cross it. What I want you to think about is that technically considered a bridge based on the definition we just gave you? Technically, yes, but just not very good ones. Engineers started developing what are called truss bridges in the early 1700s in Europe. They're displayed here and talked about more in the next video, but it didn't take long for them to come to the United States. These were a big upgrade over simple logs over rivers. But what else was going on during the 1700s? The Revolutionary War, and unfortunately all of America's bridges were actually destroyed during the Revolutionary War. But that presented opportunity. What would you do if you were an engineer and all this new technology about truss bridges was happening in Europe, and your country's bridges were due for an upgrade anyways? How would you approach that situation? Here's what happened. Those engineers took advantage of that opportunity and became leaders in the designing and building of those truss bridges. And it wasn't long before big, beautiful, and strong bridges replaced those old and outdated ones. And what were those bridges made out of? Well, they started as wood, and then engineers upgraded to iron. And finally, what we still use today is steel. Steel is a really strong and pretty plentiful resource. So why should you care about all this? Well, believe it or not, it's actually time for our bridges and roads to be upgraded again. And there's a bill going through Congress that's over $1 trillion. And all that money is dedicated to what we call our infrastructure. And by the time that money is ready, it's going to be you all, the future engineers and leaders of America, to put that money to good use and design and build innovative and new bridges and roads. So good luck, friends. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you in the next few videos where we're going to share some more with you and get you all dialed in to get started on your own bridge.